So the Star Wars Battlefront 3 hype train continues to grow, and yes, yesterday was a very successful day for Star Wars Battlefront 2. If you didn't know, the community coined it Star Wars Battlefront 2 Resurgence Day, and everybody got online in Battlefront 2, flooded the servers, and made a statement that we are here, please see us, please listen to us, Lucasfilm, we want a Battlefront 3. The question is, was Resurgence Day successful? Did we get enough players online in Battlefront 2 to really make a solid statement and really get the attention of Lucasfilm Games? Well, I will be answering that question in this video because there's some interesting stuff that happened yesterday as a result of Resurgence Day. Also, Dennis Bronville, the previous creative director on Star Wars Battlefront 2, actually took to Twitter and acknowledged what is going on in the community concerning Battlefront 3. I'm going to talk about that and what this could mean for Battlefront 3. And it really made me happy to see Dennis Bronville on Twitter acknowledging the discussion around Battlefront 3. Because as you know, Dennis Bronville was instrumental in bringing Battlefront 2 to a much better state after that launch disaster. So he really was the guy who brought it back to where it needed to be at, with the Supremacy mode, with the addition of Clone Wars characters and units and maps and so on. So a huge thanks to him for doing that, because if he had not done that, I'm sure many people would not be playing Battlefront 2 today. And on top of Dennis Bronville going on Twitter, there were also some very notable ex-Battlefront 2 developers as well who took to Twitter and were very vocal about Battlefront 3 on top of this. So in my opinion, this is now going beyond just Battlefront 3 hype, because we now have ex-Battlefront 2 developers officially stating that they want to work on Battlefront 3 and that they're willing to quit their previous jobs and go work on Battlefront 3. And I'll be talking about who said this stuff specifically. I don't want to confuse you guys. I'll be talking about exactly which developer said this. But yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. One developer even said they're trying to get the old gang back together again, which means that they're trying to get all of the original Battlefront 2 developers back again. How exciting is that? So I'll go over all that, talk about who exactly said all this stuff. Let's dive into the video right now, shall we? All right, so let's discuss Battlefront 2 Resurgence Day, which was yesterday. And the goal of Resurgence Day was to get everybody online as much as possible. So the goal was to get as many people online in Battlefront 2. And the question is, were we successful? Well, I would have to say yes. So this was posted by Kyber Battlefront 2 custom servers on Twitter that said Star Wars Battlefront 2 is reaching new heights every minute. The player count keeps rising, and it's 17,888 players on Steam. Now keep in mind that this is just Steam, one of the platforms on the PC. And inside sources say that the consoles are way more than this. We're talking hundreds of thousands of players. It is said anywhere between 500,000 and 1 million concurrent players all at once. So this is insane. And I do believe this because this was also posted on Twitter as well. Kyber Custom Server said Star Wars Battlefront 2 multiplayer servers crashed after hundreds of thousands of players returned to the game this weekend. If this doesn't demonstrate the demand for Battlefront 3, then what will? And I totally agree with this. If something like this does not get the attention of Lucasfilm Games or EA or Disney, what will? Because when was the last time Battlefront 2 crashed because of the player demand on the servers? I don't even remember the last time this happened. And from what I understand, the player count is so high it has set an all-time record for Battlefront 2. So this is extremely exciting stuff. And yeah, I'm really hoping that this means we get a Battlefront 3 announcement in the near future. And now I'm going to shift over to what Dennis Bronville said on Twitter. He said the following: "I felt a great disturbance in the Force," end quote. And of course, he's referring to the discussion around Battlefront 2's Resurgence and Battlefront 3 as well. And the whole community lost their minds when they saw Dennis Bronville, the previous creative director of Battlefront 2, acknowledge the community and say this. So this is exciting to see. Now, does this mean that Dennis Bronville will work on a Star Wars Battlefront 3 game? I honestly don't know that. I do know that he is working on his own game right now at his brand new studio called Wayfinder Studios. From what I understand, it's a fantasy RPG game. I'm excited to see that. But will he come back over to Battlefront 3? I will say this. I hope that Disney and Lucasfilm throws him tons of money and he comes back, because again, he was instrumental in Battlefront 2 coming back to life after that disastrous launch. Now, another angle that they could go with this whole situation is that Dennis Bronville could pivot his Wayfinder studio to start focusing on Battlefront 3 and put Battlefront 3 first. And this way, maybe EA will approach him and say, hey, we want to buy your studio and we want you to become a partner studio with DICE and partner with DICE and help them to make a Battlefront 3. Because imagine the logos at the beginning of Battlefront 3 showing Wayfinder Studios, DICE, EA, and then maybe Motive would help with the single player again, and then maybe Criterion would help with some of the space battles again. And why not even throw Respawn into the mix as well? Throw everybody onto Battlefront 3, because this game is going to be massive. Now, Danny on PC asked Dennis this on Twitter. He said, when do you announce you left Wayfinder for a studio you could not name? And Dennis responded, said, I think Wayfinder Studios is a great name, smiley face. So I don't know exactly what Dennis means here. I'm not sure if he's saying he's just going to continue working on his existing RPG game, but regardless, it was really cool to see him acknowledge the Battlefront community with this post right here. My guess is that Dennis, if he had the opportunity, he would probably definitely want to work on a Battlefront 3. That's just my take. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And a lot of people have been bringing up this post by Dennis Bronville back in 2021, where he said, there may or may not have been prototypes of Mustafar, Ventress, and Ahsoka for Clone Wars drop following Scarif. Wink. End quote. So that is so devastating to hear that they had Mustafar and all of this planned before they canceled the Star Wars Battlefront DLC. Oh man, this is just really depressing to know that this was in the pipeline. And in my opinion, if they do a Battlefront 3, I think it would be cool if they brought back some updates to Star Wars Battlefront 2 while we all waited for a Battlefront 3. I mean, honestly, they can include Mustafar in Battlefront 2, Ventress, and Ahsoka while we're waiting for Battlefront 3. I mean, why not? It would keep the community active and then would build hype towards Battlefront 3, which is going to have even more content if it releases. And another very notable Battlefront 2 developer also took to Twitter about Battlefront 3. Harvey Newman, the lead animator, said the following. He said, loving the renewed hype around Battlefront 2. I was lead animator on the game. If Battlefront 3 ever happens, I would love to return. The team was excellent, and the community feedback loop was the best I've seen in my career. So many ideas left on the table. End quote. And this is massive that Harvey would actually come out and say this, because keep in mind, leaving his existing job to work for Battlefront 3 or work on Battlefront 3 is a huge ordeal. I mean, it's a huge career move, and it just shows you how passionate these developers are, just like the fans, over the Star Wars Battlefront franchise. So I hope this is getting the attention of Lucasfilm Games, of Disney, and EA. I hope they're sitting up and really paying attention to what all of these developers are saying. And it does not end there either, because on Reddit, Josh Klein, a fan of Battlefront, asked what Battlefront 2 dev said that they would come back. And former live producer of Battlefront 2, Matt Helge, hopefully I said that right, said the following: me and having heard around my group of ex-colleagues, we want to get the gang back together. End quote. This is massive news. You have multiple developers now saying that they want to work on a Battlefront 3, or they want to work on Battlefront again. They want to get the gang back together, the original gang that worked on Battlefront 2. So, man, this is exciting stuff right here, and it goes way beyond just Battlefront 3 hype right now. This is really gaining some serious momentum. Now, I did say be very cautiously optimistic about all of this on my Twitter. I said be very cautious on how optimistic you are about Battlefront 3. So I do want to make that statement, of course. I don't really want to hype you all up too much, but with all of these developers saying that they really want to get the gang back together, that they want to work on Battlefront again, I just don't see Lucasfilm, and EA ignoring these developers at this point. I mean, that would be absolutely insane to ignore all of these developers. And yes, there was even another Battlefront 2 ex-developer by the name of RockMeAmodius on Twitter who said, "It's lovely seeing all of the love for Battlefront 2. We loved building it, especially in live. It would have been amazing to find a way to keep it going as a live game. Might have gotten my Mandalorian Wars pitch in too, although the canon version would need some legends." End quote. So apparently there was a whole Mandalorian Wars pitch that this guy had in his mind. I don't know if he actually pitched it to EA or DICE, but man, that would have been freaking awesome to see. We've all been saying that we want to see more Mandalorian content in Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I'm sure many of you guys will agree with the following statement. I think it would be cool to see additional DLC in Star Wars Battlefront 2, such as Mandalorian content, as we all wait for Battlefront 3. I think this would be a great strategy for EA and DICE to deploy and for Disney to think about, because it's really a win-win situation for everybody, because it keeps Battlefront fans happy as they are waiting for a Battlefront 3, and it really builds up the hype towards Battlefront 3 as well. And get this, guys, Janina Gavankar, the actress who played Iden Versio in Star Wars Battlefront 2's single-player campaign, posted this on her social media. The post said the following: "Star Wars Battlefront 2 broke its all-time concurrent player count on Steam today. The game is 8 years old and has not been updated for the past 5 years." Then she said the following: "Good things live on." End quote. So that is a pretty big statement from Janina Gavankar, and it's awesome to see her active again and acknowledging the Battlefront community and saying something to hype up the hype train, if you will, for Battlefront. Now, she didn't mention Battlefront 3, of course. She didn't mention anything about Battlefront 2 receiving additional updates, but she did say good things live on. So I don't know if that's a tease or what that means. Leave your speculation in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you have to say about what she said here. But guys, that's going to do it for the video. Some very, very exciting stuff happening in the Star Wars Battlefront community, and I am thrilled to be talking about Battlefront once again with you all. And if you are new here, by the way, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell to turn on notifications, because you definitely don't want to miss any upcoming news surrounding Star Wars Battlefront 2 and the possibility for a Star Wars Battlefront 3. But this is Clone Trooper Ryan signing off for now. I hope you all are doing well. Have a good rest of your day, and may the Force be with you always.